Yes. All right. This thing on? Woo, Broncos! All right, let's do this thing, huh? We're gonna Broncos. Take it. Something like that. I don't know. I'm excited. This is fun. I played like crap for the first half and still able to come away with a win. Orange and Blue today, post-game live. Cecil Lammey, Broncos 2-0 on the road. Get your glow sticks. It's time to dance. That's right. This is fun, man. This is fun. And today was a good game to stay off of Twitter. And not because it's the lowest common denominator, but because, as I said earlier, they played like absolute hot, stinky garbage for most of this game. And I was at the Boulderthon. So I was like, you know what? Gonna do my thing. Not gonna worry about the Broncos. And then I totally worried about the Broncos. And then they won. So all my buddies that were texting me, shout out Biggie if he's watching. Shout out Mark if he's watching. You better be watching. Help me out on YouTube. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I am over the moon because the Denver Broncos got a win in a game that they played like crap. Not the defense, though. Thank you, Vance Joseph. Thank you, VJ. You're the man, VJ. I totally never said you were going to get fired, VJ. I totally said you were going to get fired. But I want you here forever. Maybe not forever. But still, like, oh my God. This game was amazing. So I am here to break it down. Orange Blue post-game live. And back from West Virginia. Back from the hellhole that was West Virginia. Sorry. It's the greatest place ever, or whatever I have to say. Back from the rainstorm, back from the torrential rain, the downpour, practicing in a pickleball court, but the defense showed up to kick their ass. That's the bottom line. 2 minutes, 34 seconds before I went professional wrestler. I'm fired up. I can't help it that this team pulled it off, man. Oh my God. If you would have told me they'd be 2-2 after 4 games, I'll get my handy dandy card out here, right? Here you go. Me and Mace, when the schedule came out, I had the Broncos at 2-2 after 4. I had them beating the Jets. I had them beating the Steelers, losing to Tampa, losing to Seattle. So there you go. 2-2 after 4, feeling good and thanking God for this Broncos defense. I mean, that's where it is, man. We're going to talk about the offense. We're going to talk about why Bo Nix looked like he'd never seen a raindrop in his life and why none of the receivers were getting open. We'll talk about the second half adjustments, but mainly I want to hear from you guys. The Broncos did it in the most improbable fashion. And Just Cuz saying Sean Payton didn't help himself. Yeah, Sean. Come on, Sean. Come on, Josh Reynolds. Will Lutz with the miss. I mean, it's raining. It's a 50-yarder. It was just one of those things. Like, if Josh Reynolds catches that pass, this game's over. But he didn't. Then Will Lutz, if he makes that, then it's over. And unfortunately, the Jets kicker missed it, and it was over. The Broncos win in improbable fashion. But this is the thing. See, it feels good. It feels good. And I'm not even going to go back and look at Twitter, but I can only imagine how people were losing their minds. I need to get a Joker gif up in here because, come on, that does feel good. And at the end of the day, I am just professional wrestler mode. I'm sorry. So say your prayers and eat your vitamins, because it doesn't matter that they played like crap offensively and won. It doesn't matter. The W, I'll do it West Side. The W is all that matters. That's it. It was ugly. It was rainy. It was terrible offensively. Sean Payton with an awful start to this game. Bo Nix with negative yards passing in the second quarter. Like, everything was awful, but the defense kept attacking. And I love that for this team. That and the ground game, Javonte jump-started Javonte. Tyler Bidet, of course, we're going to monitor his situation with the back injury. Hopefully everything turns out there. But 10-9, the final score. I don't even think I've said the final score. I'm just so excited that you had 77 yards on the ground from Javonte, 4.8 a carry. It's first time since week 7 of last year against Green Bay. And I think the wet track might have helped that. I've got thoughts on that, but damn it, we got to start with the defense. We got to give it up to this Broncos defense. I know my man, Philip Lindsay, he was on the air on Friday, and he was like, these guys need to apologize to Vance Joseph. He did bring up my name. Phil, I will correct you, brother, and I will say, I already apologized to Vance Joseph. I did that last year. So, VJ, we're giving it up to you again. Do it again. Do it again. Thank God this Broncos defense played like that. Thank God for PJ Locke. I talked to PJ on Friday. I think we might still have the clip in here from when I talked to him on the pickleball court. Yeah, right here.
I mean, that's what we do, man. I think what it does with that.
Yeah, right there. Yeah, talking about the place, the shiny place, the Greenbrier, back from West Virginia. And for anyone questioning why they didn't practice outdoors on Friday, it was sheets of rain. Like, this was good rain. This was rain. It was, a game. We're going to play in the rain. But on Friday, it was literal sheets of rain and wind and miserable and terrible. So they practice on a pickleball court, but it doesn't matter. They go on the road, beat down Tampa. They go on the road, beat down the Jets, and you're winning these games that people didn't think you would win. They do. That locker room is very confident. I'm sure they've got the smoke machine and the music, and they're very excited. They're very excitable. They had shared moments out in West Virginia, right? So, this team came together. They certainly believe in Bo Nix. They certainly believe in Sean Payton, and they certainly believe in Vance Joseph gotten this defense playing out of their mind. And that's why they win. It's over. That's right, BC. It's over. And let them watch. Let the boy what feels good in your plums, right? I'm just super excited, man. This is great. This is absolutely fantastic. Going to be taking more of your chat room questions or comments and bringing them up on the screen. So bring it. Have a take, don't suck. Ridiculous. 10-9, the final score, and harassing Aaron Rodgers, 5 sacks of Rodgers. I've seen the final total. 14 quarterback hits. Now, those last couple of drives for the Jets, you certainly saw Aaron Rodgers looking like the old man out there because this team was beating him up over Aaron Rodgers, over. And 14 quarterback hits. My God. Yeah, I'm on one today. I'm on one. Not just because of the Boulderthon. Shout out Boulderthon. Not because of the Mountain Dew Zero. But, this is just a crazy win. First half, they can't do anything. First half, and the defense was balling out, though. That's the whole thing. There was a constant. There's a gleam, gentlemen. There was a constant throughout this entire game. It was that Broncos defense. So, yeah, the offense stunk. Yeah, Josh Reynolds dropped more passes. Yeah, this team was not moving the ball. And, yeah, Bo Nix had negative yards. But the defense was they came to play. They came to play, and they came to beat the hell out of Aaron Rodgers. It's exactly what they did. You were up against, I talked to Vance Joseph on a Thursday. You held this team. And Breece Hall, let's not get this twisted, okay? Breece Hall might be the best running back in football. That's not even hyperbole. I think when he's healthy, although who knows what the health will be when he comes back, but Nick Chubb's the best running back in football. Some would say Jonathan Taylor, the best back in football when healthy. Christian McCaffrey, although McCaffrey's kind of a weapon. He's a running back and he's a slot receiver and he's like everything, but running backs. You held Breece Hall to not even a yard a carry, not even a half a yard a carry. Braylon Allen, very talented rookie running back. You held him to 34 yards on the ground. And as a team, because Rodgers had to scramble, run around, running for his life, 14 quarterback hits. Ridiculous. Like, you held the Jets to 64 yards on the ground, 2.8 yards a carry. Had you told me that number before the game, take away the weather, take away everything. That's why I asked Vance Joseph this on Thursday. And it was the very first question. I don't have the clip here, but you might have seen the clip. But I said, Coach, you've not only have to worry about Breece Hall, but they've got Braylon Allen there as well. And what kind of challenges are you when you face two backs? Because they don't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Like, they don't stop running the ball. And they couldn't run against Denver. When you had showed the weakness against Tampa, because Rachaad White's hurt. I like Rachaad. I think he's, fairly median as a running back. Certainly know his agent and stuff. Good guy. I like Rachaad as a guy. I think as a back, again, he's more median skill. And you stuffed Rachaad White last week. Well, yeah, Rachaad has a groin injury, and he's kind of okay even when he's healthy. Bucky Irvin was a problem. You couldn't stop Bucky Irvin. And that's why this week, priority number one for that Broncos defense was stuffing the run, and they did just that. Priority number one. It's the reason why I asked Vance Joseph that, because if you stop Breece Hall, they still have Braylon Allen. And Allen it's a healthy yards per carry, but it didn't matter in the end. I mean, classic Nathaniel Hackett to throw 42 times in the rain. Like, seriously. Hackett, what are you doing, Hans? What are you doing? Human person, Vance Joseph for president. You got my vote, VJ. You got my vote. Am I flip-flopping? No, like I said about Phil. And I'll tell Phil when I see him on Monday. Gee, I've got some news on that. But, I already apologized to Vance Joseph last year because that Broncos defense changed. And then this year they've gotten better. Why? He is more aggressive. Now, what's funny is Vance Joseph won't say that he's more aggressive. And again, I've had these conversations with VJ of we're not more aggressive. But then I tell the players, and I remember talking to Jonathan Cooper about this, Coop the dog. And I was like, VJ says you guys aren't ready. He's like, we're aggressive all day. And you can see it out there, man. You see it, how they are aggressive, but it's because they've simplified it. This is, Vance is letting his Wade show, if you know what I mean, right? It's a great job. It's a great job, right? See, you know what I mean right there. I get that reference. I understand that reference. He's letting his Wade show. And if there's anyone that knows defensive football better than anyone on the planet, it's Wade Phillips. I almost said Wilson Phillips. Hold on for one more day. Hold on, Broncos country, because you just got to win. Nobody thought you would win. You're playing like garbage on offense, but your defense kept attacking. Your defense stayed on the attack, and that's why the Broncos pull it off with the win. And it's absolutely fantastic. It's great to see because you have to win games like this. This is a young team, youngish, young and experienced. And sometimes when you're young and experienced, you don't know that you're not supposed to be good. A team with a certain level of experience, and you could mention Broncos teams of the recent past, they would get in a game like this and be like, oh, shucks, guys, it's just our day. Nothing goes right for us. Oh, man. And, well, sorry, Wade. I will tell on you. But, when the defense was split from the offense, it was like, those guys suck. What was that, 2016? Whatever it was. When it was like, the offense sucks. We're doing our part. I'm doing my part. I'm doing my part. I didn't do blank and blank. Yeah, that's what it was. And, that's why there was that division. You see how unified they are. And it's not just the West Virginia trip, although I'm sure Sean is breaking his arm, patting himself on the back right now for the West Virginia trip. I'm positive that he's doing that. Smartest guy in the room, right? That's such a great idea. We went to West Virginia and we stayed together. Okay, but it worked. You got to win. Who cares? Stay there again. Don't even come back. Please come back so I don't have to go to West Virginia. Apologies if you're from West Virginia. It's beautiful. It's just the 4 days I was there, I didn't see the sun. So, I'm sure it's beautiful when you see the sun. Anyway, so results-based business, that's all that matters. They won. The offense struggles. They won. Sean, play calling's an issue, but they won. And it's because of that defense. It's because of that defense, man. And it is absolutely outstanding to watch. Now, I'm an old school fan, so I appreciate a good ground game and a great defense. I know that in today's fantasy football era, people want scores. Like, 10-9. Not every game's going to be Minnesota Green Bay, right? 31-29. Vikings get the win. It's 10-9 and you're 2-2. It's 10-9, you're 2-2. The Raiders look like a disaster. The Chargers have Justin Herbert trying to play hurt, going up against Kansas City. Let's just call it a Chiefs win. Maybe it's not, but still, all right. You've got a Bengals team that's down. You have, teams that you thought would kind of be there. The Colts, the Texans are a little rougher than you thought. The Dolphins, it's rough there. And so you would think, and then you just dealt a conference opponent a blow. This could come back. Should I say it? This could come back to playoff seedings. This game. Because it's a conference opponent. I'm not going to say playoffs. I have them at 9 wins. People thought I was crazy having them at 9 wins. I'm not crazy. But, if you are to make a run, Baltimore's down, right? Comparative to what we had expected from Baltimore. They should be there at the end. But these are just the truths of the matter. You've got to win these games if you have any designs of flirting with the postseason. And I've always felt that this year, November's going to be rough, even with the Baltimore game, and even though Baltimore's down. But November's going to be rough. Might want to put a pin in that. But, if you're just in the, when they put up the graphic in the December games of, teams in the hunt, the Broncos would be one of those teams. And it's because you win games like this. And I'm not saying this game prevents the Jets from going to the playoffs, but this will hurt them. And this will help the Broncos if you're actually around that. If you're sniffing around it. Jonathan says, reminds me of old Dan Reeves days. Yeah, Sean's got a little Dan Reeves in him. But Denver Dave says, how about that run game? I'm going to get to more Javonte in just a little bit. Why the rain helped Javonte run the way that he should. More on that. Vicky says defenses win championships. Well, they win today for sure, And that's the thing. We can say this team could flirt with the playoffs. That's fair. No one should be calling you crazy if you're saying the Broncos could flirt with the playoffs. Maybe they're a wild card team. Whatever. Look at the rest of the AFC. Like I said, no one's going to say championship. Vicky's, of course, just kidding around here. Holy Diver, glad to see Javonte return to his old form. Smash that like button and share. That's right, Clayton. Thank you. I think this was great, man. I think this was great when you're that down. And again, Twitter's a cesspool anyway. I always hate when people virtue signal about Twitter. I hate Elon Musk. Oh, shut the what up. Nobody gives a crap. Twitter's always been a cesspool. If you hadn't known that, it's ever since Elon bought it, it was a cesspool before. But for that kind of drama to be filled within the game and people talking trash about the Broncos and man. And then I was at the Boulderthon. Did I mention I was at the Boulderthon? Do you see my shirt, everybody? Boulderthon. I don't want to say people were coming out of the woodworks against Bo. I don't know. If they were, shut the hell up. Okay? Because you had the people saying they were out on Bo Nix after 2 games. Then he plays well against Tampa. And they're hey, the bandwagon. It's this ain't the... Please let me cuss one time on this show. Please, Amanda, I'm begging you. Okay, maybe not. But still. This isn't the flippin' hokey pokey. All right? Where you're in on Bo. You're out on Bo. And I don't care if you're out on Bo Nix. Get the hell out of here. Get out of here. If you're out on Bo Nix, just get out of here. I don't even want to hear you talk about the Broncos. I don't want to see you tweet about the Broncos. I didn't need to know that you're out on Bo Nix. Oh, announcement time, everybody. shut the hell up and watch the kid, right? Watch the kid learn and grow. And he had some learning to do today, like throwing in the rain. Again, it kind of looked like he hadn't seen a raindrop. Wes says Rodgers having issues with the rain. Clayton, no-fly zone, part 2. Wow. I still miss Justin Simmons. I do. Just as a man, like he's such a good person. But certainly the play of a Brandon Jones, play of a PJ Locke, one of the best guys to talk to in the locker room, honestly, PJ Locke. Orange Crush, time to give VJ his flower. Give him whatever. Give him whatever he wants. Rickiest Rick couldn't get 10 yards. That was embarrassing until they needed to. That long drive, getting Bo Nix's first touchdown pass to Cortland Sutton. Like Tom says, Bo had me cursed the first half. Yeah. Second half run game. See, Wesley's probably much younger than I, as many people are. But I think if you're above 40 and you're saying stuff like keep it 100, that's one of my don't be that guys. Don't be that guy with the new lingo when you're 40. You know, like I don't need to hear you talk about the Riz or that's cap or keep it 100, which isn't even really that new anymore, but still. So I'll just assume Wesley's under 40. So I won't say keep it 100 because I'm old. But Wesley, you can say that. So second half run game, 100, as Wesley says, not me. Fantastic. Armax says, feel great. That's Tim Tebow level win. Hey, Timmy won too, right? That felt good, man. Like it was crazy. It was never going to last. Elway was probably losing his mind and probably had quite a few tumblers of bourbon that year. I'm just guessing. Watch Bourbon and Broncos, by the way, with Phil Milani. Shout out Phil. I'm just... Yeah. Clayton, shut the hell up, haters. A dub is a dub. That's right. That's all you need. Rob bringing up the real here. Like, woohoo. But keep working, team. Right. This is how you build confidence. Like, I guarantee you, those guys are in that locker room. The offense is being like, whoa. Whew. Thank God for that defense. That's fantastic. Randy says, do we like Javonte again? Let me get to Javonte here in a little bit. I want to keep a little bit more up with your chats because I'll like rant for 50 minutes and then I'll be like, let's get to the chat room. And everything's like an hour old because I just sit here and blab all the time. And I think last show I had like 2,000 comments. Look at me. I did the Boulder-thon and I have 2,000 comments. Are we finally going to get a victory tickle blanket Monday? DMC, that's for a special occasion. Yeah, how about the refs doing the Broncos dirty on that Rodgers fumble? Refs are still a problem in this league. That's for sure. Rain affected Bo. No. Yes. More. Yes. Not Peyton's finest coaching job, but what a freaking win. Like, you're going to remember this one as 10-9. It generally sent offensive football back by 100 years, and you're still going to remember this game. Joel's a good one. And it was not Sean Payton's finest coaching job at all. Now, he's going to take the credit for everything because that's just Sean Payton. But, yeah, go Broncos. And then Dylan brings this up. I love this. It's tough wins that we usually lose. The change in culture. Mark this down, 24 minutes. The change in culture is signified by the behavior of the locker room, by the togetherness of the team, but mostly it's what Dylan says here. This team of the past would lose those games. Oh, we suck today, guys. I guess we're just going to lose. But this team is so young, humble, and hungry, young and experienced, but young, humble, and hungry. They just had to go for it, man. They just had to we're going to keep fighting. And the defense never gave up. Pass interference call, any sort of penalties that went against the defense. Why is Aaron Rodgers and this is another reason, Nathaniel Hackett. Oh, God, Nathaniel Hackett. Do I have some Nathaniel Hackett stories for you? Again, it's raining and you're going to have Aaron Rodgers. You have Breece Hall. He's pretty good. I know he's at 0.4 yards a carry today, which is terrible. You have Braylon Allen. He's pretty good. And you throw it 42 times in the rain. And then what's with this Aaron Rodgers hard count that gets his own guys to jump? You're at home. You're backed up in your own territory. And Rodgers is getting his guys to move. As Denver was just at 14 quarterback hits. Oh, my God. Sir Less. That's right, Sir Less. A win is a win is a win. That's it. Vicky says it feels good to know that luck is on our side sometimes. And that's what it takes, you know. Relentlessness. And yeah, it takes a little bit of luck. For sure. Vinicius Viana. Hope I got that right. Good Lord. I don't remember feeling this way about an end of a game since Drew Lock pull out comeback against the Chargers. It's been a minute. Dub is a dub. That's right. Because Christopher says all that matters is the win. That W. Better day for Javonte. All right, let me get to the Javonte thing. Christopher, getting my heartstrings with the Metallica here. That's right. Bo Nix did look better as the game went on. That's right. Rickus Rick. Javonte impressed. So here's the thing with Javonte. Javonte, and you saw it against Tampa when Tyler Bidet, and hopefully Tyler is doing much better. If anyone in the chat room has an update, I'm not going to be looking at social networking right now. I'm doing a show. But you saw it against Tampa when Javonte would get the carry, and before he hit the line of scrimmage, he's doing this with no need to do that. Football is beautiful, man, in terms of timing and rhythm. Like, you have to get to and through the hole at the proper time to maximize your yards after contact. And Javonte was not getting yards after contact. He hasn't done that since he was a rookie. When he broke a tackle every 6 carries. Last year, he broke a tackle every 20 carries. We'll see after this game when the data comes out, like, okay, how is he breaking tackles today? But this is where the weather becomes a factor, because on a wet track, on a snow game, you'd call him a snow plow. And on a wet track, you just call him rain tires. I'm not sure. Hydrofoil. What's the thing? It's like a boat, but it's a hydroplane. Not hydroplane, whatever. Hydrofoil. I think, did I get that right? But I believe because in Tampa, he was getting the ball and something's a little cluttered. You just got to go, man. Just let it go. Like, you just have to go. You just have to hit the hole and then try to push through or whatever. Sometimes you just live to fight another day as a running back. Not every carry is going to be a 20-yard run. So if the hole's not there, lower your head and go plug it up in there. And this scheme, by the way, this scheme is not a wide zone scheme. Sean Payton has generally been a power gap coach. Are there zone elements? Of course. And RPO, there's zone elements, of course. But you are built up front in the offensive line to be great run blockers. And they are. And I know that services have graded them differently. But I will say from my study of them, they are still good run blockers and getting better. Quinn Miners struggled earlier this year, but he's getting better. And they need to work on their pass protection. I think that's very fair. But I think they're very good at run blocking. But Javonte wasn't trusting them. Or Javonte was getting the handoff and he was doing this and dancing instead of plugging it up in there. On a wet track, you can't help. You can't dance. Right? I feel like Flint Flossie now. I'll have to look up. I Love to Dance. I think that's the name of his song. Let me look up Flint Flossie on YouTube right now. Don't leave. But, like, you can't dance. It's rainy. You got to have the rain tires on. You can't dance. So you must plug it up in there and hit the hole. And Javonte did that. And the thing is, it's like he did that today in a way that he hadn't done, I mean, in a year, basically. But 16 carries, 77 yards, it's exactly what you need.
I don't care about the 100 yards. He's got to have 100 yards. Like, that'd be nice. It'd be nice. But, like, 31 for 126, 4.1 a carry. And Bo Nix isn't your leading rusher. That's what you need when you see the graphic and Bo Nix is the leading rusher. It's embarrassing. And Bo Nix can scoot. Today, 5 carries, 3 yards. Again, wet track, whatever. Jaleel McLaughlin, 5.1 a carry, 9 for 46. And Jaleel can dance because he's got the sickness with the quickness. You saw it last week against Tampa. 98 jockstrap, I think, is... I still don't think he's found his jockstrap. But, like, so Jaleel can dance, but you just kind of want to limit the number of carries. Javonte, you had to have the carries. You had to have the rushing attempts. You had to have the looks. And you had to stop dancing, and he did that. And I think weather caused that. There might be some coaching elements there. It's something I'll ask Sean Payton this week. And I may ask Javonte if Javonte's in the locker room. Jaleel's kind of hiding from us this year, which is odd because Jaleel's really good to talk to, but you don't see him in the locker room very much. Javonte, you see once in a while. So if I get a chance to talk to Javonte in the locker room, I will. I will get a chance to talk to Sean Payton. So it's something that's on my mind, you know. What coaching points did you have for Javonte? Javonte seemed to really take it to the hole instead of dancing. And coaches talked about it in passing, like, you know, you got to take what's there, whatever. He's alluded to things in the recent past, of why it wasn't working with Javonte. It totally worked today. And that's exactly what you need to do going forward. Because you need to help out Bo Nix. Bo Nix was struggling bad. He had 60 yards in this game. But they win. No sacks. Again, no INTs. Again, first passing touchdown. Cortland Sutton, come on down. 3 catches, 60 yards. The big 29-yarder, the in-breaking route on the big drive. That was everything. That was the game. And in these type of contests, you can't get so down, back to the culture thing. You can't get so down that, oh, here we go again. Oh, we're just going to lose. You have to have the wherewithal to know, like, this type of game, one drive can make the difference. And it absolutely did. One drive is really all the Broncos offense could put together. They couldn't even seal it at the end. Josh Rails dropping passes. You know, Bo Nix on the whatever it was, how many yards did he need on that one? 4 yards or whatever. Couldn't even get back to line of scrimmage barely. And then Will Lutz missing. And again, it's rainy and it's 50 yards. I don't even really care about that. But you had the wherewithal, the persistence of will, and your defense was bailing you out all day. Your defense was leading the way. So more praise for Vance Joseph in the chat room. That's for sure, Miguel. BJ is the Broncos MVP. To that, Miguel, I would say, orle pues. So there you go. And then I think Dev is on the money here. When you have a defensive performance like this, you'll always be in games. And this team's going to play close games. That's all they're going to play this year. And even in their losses, their one-score losses, but you're going to play tight games. You have to just stay with it because they're not always going to be down. It was one of the reasons why in the first half I was like, the Broncos offense was sticking up the joint. But also at the same time, it's just 6-0. 1 touchdown, you got the lead. And that's exactly what happened in that third quarter drive. But you look at the situation, you say, okay, it's not always going to be great. And when the ball's bouncing your way, it'll bounce the other way too. So if you can just stay steady and like, okay, we aren't getting the breaks. Now we got the breaks. It was one drive offensively. It was almost every drive for that defense. There were no touchdowns for the New York Jets. You shut down Breece Hall. You contained Braylon Allen. This was absolutely outstanding. Aaron says Javonte heard us talking mess. I have some opinions on that. And again, if I can talk to Javonte this week, I'll get the answers. I don't think Javonte pays attention to the noise. And I know Aaron's being funny here, and I think it is funny. So good on you, Aaron. But I will say this. This is what motivated Javonte. this was going to be a breakout game for Bidet. This is my opinion. I can't tell you what I saw at practice last week. And honestly, we didn't see a whole lot because it's freaking raining in West Virginia. They hate the sun. But it's my belief, my guess, that Tyler Bidet was going to outtouch him. And so when you have that opportunity, Javonte could have been a sourpuss and he could have sat around and be like, oh, this is the way they're, he could have lollygagged or taken the week off or enjoyed the non-oiled bowling alley. Quinn should ask for a new bowling ball, by the way. And I'm even serious. Like, you ruined a guy's custom bowling ball. As someone who used to bowl with CJ Anderson, I will tell you custom bowling balls are expensive. So rolling it down the plank or whatever at the resort. Anyway. So I don't think Javonte heard the noise from the fan base or the media. And if he did, he wouldn't care. I believe that he knew he was going to get replaced. And it motivated him. I could be totally wrong. Maybe he did hear the haters and was like, I'll shove it down your throats. Like, maybe. But my best guess and why Javonte looked like this is he knew he was going to get replaced. Because Bidet looked better against Tampa. And Bidet always has that burst. Like, he always has that energy as a runner. Now, one carries 0 yards, right? So, and a couple of catches, -4 yards. What's with these screen passes, right? Sean Payton, like, what? We're going to screen you to death. Yeah, it was not a great look for Sean Payton there. But the Sean-a-thon loved the resilience in the second half. There you go. Outstanding game. Tom says the Broncos are lucky. They won, right? Is there an extra column in the rankings, in the standings? Like win, loss, and then lucky win. L-dub's still a dub, right? 2 great road wins in Broncos country. We have a team. So says Mike. Yeah, and Randy, and another curious one, like for the 3rd down play before the missed field goal, would have punted rather than miss the field, put them right in the range, right? And then they missed, so thank goodness. So there you go. Aaron says, I hope ownership builds a dome because Bo can't play in the rain. We'll be getting comments from Bo about that all week for sure. For sure. And then Gabe puts it right correctly. Great D-line play today. Beautiful game to watch for real football fans. John Franklin Myers was motivated. Javonte was motivated, in my opinion, by Bidet being better than him. John Franklin Myers is motivated because, well, that's kind of what he does. And it's also his old team that was like, we've got this great defense. We don't need you anymore. How would that make you feel? Thank you, nectar, sweet nectar of the gods. How would that make you feel? The Jets have an outstanding defense. And that's another thing. Like, look at the defenses they've gone up against. Tampa Bay notwithstanding because they had so many injuries, but Seattle can bring it. The Steelers, that's all they do is bring it. Defensively. Offensively, it's a mess. And then the Jets. So the Jets have this outstanding defense, and they told JFM, we're good. We don't need you. Jeremy, Riley Moss is a baller. That's right. VJ going to be a head coach again from Burt. And that's where your staff is going to have changes, but the changes that you want are guys getting opportunities. The changes that you want are Davis Webb being a head coach. He won't be this next year, but Vance Joseph might. So there you go. David says apologize. Apologize. No. No. It's a results-based business. He had the opportunity, he wasn't getting it done. There's nothing to apologize for with Javonte. We have to call it like we see it. When you get beat 70-20, you got to call it like you see it. When you're averaging 2 yards a carry, you got to call it like you see it. So apologize to Javonte? No. Praise Javonte for this performance. And now that he's shown he's got it back, now you have to keep doing it. Because if he goes back to 2 yards a carry for 4 games in a row, that's not what you need. Give me Blake Watson. So, and especially at the running back position, super results-based. Super results-based. Win is a win. There you go. Chris says he's here at the game, giving it all to the Jets fans. That's right. Give him a little grief. Don't get in fights. Like there was that Cowboys fight. I think there was a 49ers Rams fight. And the most dangerous thing to run into isn't someone who knows how to fight. There's enough problems in that. The most dangerous thing to run into is some moron who's drunk at a football game, raining haymakers, and doesn't know how to fight. Because if he lands one of those blows in your temple, you're dead. So I know that they go viral or whatever, but I actually don't like watching fan fights. One, I think they're stupid. I think the people in the fights are stupid. Men, women, whoever. And then two, like it's exceptionally dangerous because you have people that don't know how to fight, obviously, and they're drunk, usually fat, and out there swinging haymakers. It's like, you're not, like, what are we doing? You're going to slap fight next? Seriously. Larry, I'd put your comment on the screen, Larry, but you have a cuss word in there. Matthew says VJ's holding it down. That's right. VJ is absolutely holding it down. Tom's where the tight ends. They won. I mean, I'll pick apart this game offensively. I'll still put a lot of it on Sean Payton and the play calling. Noble, sorry. I should learn. I never learned to read. PJ Locke. Great young man. Yes, he is. Outstanding to talk to. Move the headquarters of Greenbrier. Hey, it worked, right? It worked. Happy Victory Sunday. That's correct. Yep. Grind VXI. The Bo to Court pass. And it's a great effort by Court, man. And that's why, for me, you have to figure this, because people have talked about, like, where will the Broncos be? You ain't getting Travis Hunter now. You've won too many games. You're 2-2, and you've won too many games to get Travis Hunter. But my idea was, like, the Shedeur thing is its own thing, and I'm like, I believe in Bo Nix, so I'm going to table the Shedeur talk for the Broncos. Shedeur is fantastic, naturally gifted, and all those sorts of things. Has better physical skill than Bo. He's smart like Bo. There's some extra stuff that comes along. It's like Shedeur will be the number 1 pick. Travis Hunter will be the number 2 pick. My idea is like, okay, get Travis Hunter, make him a wide receiver, let him dabble in corner, because you're fine with Jaquan McMillan, with Riley Moss, with Pat Surtain. You're fine. But let him dabble, because Travis Hunter is just too good. Make him play wide receiver. Have him play wide receiver. Because you're going to have a decision coming up, and Josh Reynolds drops another one, and Court, you have a decision come up on his money. You're not going to make him number 1 money, but, Court's really trying with Bo, and the chemistry that wasn't there. All the 4 picks were targeted at Court. That's correct. The chemistry that wasn't there the first 2 games has been there the last 2 games. And as Janet Jackson says, and as Brandon Stokely likes to quote her, although he may not even know that Janet Jackson sang that song, what have you done for me lately? Well, what you've done lately is Sutton is really, and it's Sutton's efforts, by the way. Bo's going to be Bo. Bo's going to find the open guy. But it's Sutton's efforts on that touchdown grab. I mean, he's not every team's number 1, but he's the Broncos' number 1. So what do you pay him to keep around? Or because you really want to go into next year, need a wide receiver in the draft? No, you don't want that. You need pass rushing help still. You can always use that. You need linebacker help. You need offensive line help, perhaps a tackle, unless Paucho can play left tackle. Like, so you've got enough concerns there. You need a running back, although first round running back, the debate rages on. But like, of all the needs, you got Court. You've got some young receivers, Troy Franklin, Marvin Mims. They need more time. But I really want to praise Cortland Sutton on that touchdown. And just praise his efforts. Unreal victory, James says. That's right. Although James with the 2 first names. I remember telling Dave Logan one time, because I was like, you never trust a guy with 2 first names. And then I thought, wait a second, Dave Logan. Sorry, Dave. Dave is such a good friend. And I'm sure James Todd is outstanding as well. But I was just kidding around, and I happened to be kidding around with a guy that had 2 first names. Hey, Dave Logan, don't ever trust a guy with 2 first names. Oh, sorry, Dave Logan. Lucky win. Yeah, it's a win. Buck 'em. That's right. Freaking Javonte. Jennifer, tell me in the chat room what ZB said, because I'll chat with him tomorrow. Should I tell you guys the news? Maybe I'll do that at the end of the show. I don't know if I'm allowed to yet. I don't know if the press release is out, honestly. Bo Broncos keep growing and keep going. That's right. Holy Diver. That's it. Tom, don't be that down. I won't bring up that quote, Tom. I'll save you the Facebook shame of what you said in the chat room. But like, I guess the live chat can see it. But yeah, let's not go there. Let's not go there. Bo had a rough day. Bo's not the worst first round quarterback this team's ever drafted. Like Bo's, he's got struggles. He will have more struggles. He's a flipping rookie. Okay. If he's doing this in week 10, then we have a little more to talk about. If he's doing this next year in week 4, we definitely have things to talk about. He's doing it right now. Like, let's say they had lost, God forbid, and it's 9-0, and the Broncos lose and the Jets win, and that Nathaniel Hackett. You know what I say about Bo Nix? Yeah, hey, Mama said there'd be days like this, right? That's what I say about Bo Nix. I'm not sitting here losing my mind. And then they win. And the one drive where Bo makes plays, Bo makes throws, like, that was a good thing. Sir Les, congratulations. First official NFL touchdown. Yes, that's right. I like that. All right, defense in beast mode. Defense going crazy. Yep, JB. As soon as they did that, and I believe the announcer was like, Vance Joseph is staying aggressive, and then PJ Locke's like sacks Aaron Rodgers. Which just there's a little extra. There's a little extra there. Jesus says, I think we have a new right tackle. Palcho could play left, maybe. I will eventually talk that with Palcho himself and maybe Sean Payton. But I want to know how Palcho feels about playing left. Because he's doing a really good job. But Mike McGlinchey is your right tackle. I don't think there's any sort of Wally Pipp situation. When Mike McGlinchey is healthy, he's your starting right tackle. And he looked in just 2 games, but he looked like he was improving and you're going to have a better season than last year. Last year, he didn't have a great year. So there you go. Venetius says, when did it become illegal to call holding against Jonathan Cooper? Yeah, Coop. I'll talk to Coop next week. He's got to be pretty frustrated because they were clearly holding him. And that's the thing. Like, they were clearly disrupting him in an illegal manner, but Coop's a dog. He'll be there. David saying, go be negative elsewhere, bro. Let us enjoy the win. Yeah, I think that's to somebody else in Facebook because I'm over the moon about this win. I think it's awesome. Wait. Zebo, sorry. Why can't I read? Zebo was absolutely worth waking up at 2 a.m. in the morning in Oz to watch this D play. Australia, I assume. Put another shrimp on the barbie. Austria, huh? That's a great accent. Trey with some Bo hate. Imagine if we had an actual talented quarterback. He's a rookie. He has talent. He has skill. His feet are bad. And I don't get to talk to Davis Webb because we don't talk to assistant coaches. So it's probably something I'll have to ask Sean. Like, how do you feel? What's your comfort level with Bo's footwork this year? I've already formulated that question because you have to ask in a certain way. And certainly with Sean, and I'm firsthand know this, like, you can't ask Sean a question where it assumes that you know more than he does, or he'll give you the eye roll. Oh, God. Yeah, so you have to ask it a certain way. So my question to Sean Payton this week will be, one of my questions will be, what's your comfort level like with Bo's footwork? Are you happy with his progress there? And then see what Sean says. Maybe he says no. No what? Or maybe he says yes. We'll see. That's coming up for this ad. You love this defense. This is outstanding. And it's fun. Now, when they do it against and lost to Seattle, but let's say the Steelers game, right? Hold the Steelers down. The Steelers offense sucks. You do it against Tampa, that's a little different. It's raining, but you do it against Aaron Rodgers, that's a little different. In Seattle, you got whatever, and you couldn't stop Kenneth Walker, and when they went tempo in the second half. But this defense, it makes it fun to watch. Fun to watch. Run, Williams, run. I like that. I like it. D-line is humming. That's right, Matt. Hope Bidet is fine. That's true. Peyton is poopy. There's some problems there. Orange Crush from Giovanni. Right. Orange Crush. I love that. Is it back? Orange Crush 2.0. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, Moss with another great game. And he's ready for the challenge. Riley's really good to talk to because he will answer everything honestly, but he's ready for the challenge. He knows he's going to get targeted. He knows you're not going after Satan, you're going after him. And he welcomes that. How many people would do that, right? Maybe you admit like, hey, Surtan's not going to get the targets and, I'll be ready. But it's not just Moss being ready. It's Moss being like, come on, blankety blanker, throw the ball at me. That's Moss's mindset. So Riley Moss, great CB2. Hell yeah. And Lord of Liberty, I like this one. Can't judge either offense because of the weather. So there you go. Never gave up, Sherry. That's right. And yeah, Bo's not a great game for Bo, but he's a rookie. It's his fourth game, and it's in weather. I'm not making excuses. These are just reasons. Again, if Bo's doing this in week 12, we can be like, why is Bo Nix look terrible? He's a rookie, and the weather's terrible. So, yeah, hope Bidet's okay for sure. And, maybe back in the rotation if the back injury's okay. I'm going to mess around with the back. That's for sure. No, Ortega. Did you guys see Sean P and Bo excited after the game and AR under a towel? I did see AR under a towel. He looked like, what the hell am I doing this for? Right? So there you have it. Keep running the ball. That's right. That's how you win. And yes, Wes, the Broncos receivers were not getting separation. And it's difficult, again, not an excuse, but just a reason. On a wet track, when the rain's going, it's difficult to do for sure. Tim. Christopher, let's talk about Justin Sternad. I've been on the air for 54 minutes, got about 5 minutes or so left. I have not brought up Justin Sternad's name at all, and that's a mistake on my part because Justin Sternad played really good football. Really good football. And I'm happy for him as someone who had never liked that pick. And other than special teams, because you don't draft someone in that spot to be like a special teams ace. It's like I always said about Cody Latimer, who's a friend, but like you don't draft Cody Latimer in the second round. I know Sternad was not a second rounder, but you don't draft the guy with like, I hope he works out on special teams. No, you draft him because you want him to be a defensive playmaker. And for the first time in his career, Sternad was. He's had opportunities before and he's failed in those opportunities. Again, results-based business. He's failed, except today he was better. And it's one of those things of like, you don't typecast him just yet because guys can improve. One of the kind of biggest memos or message that I've attained, I'll play this. It's like my favorite. Don't be a menace to South Central or drinking your juice in the hood. Go watch it. It's awesome. But one of the biggest things that I've learned is guys can improve. They're not always what they were at the Senior Bowl or the Shrine Bowl. They're not always what they were in college. So for everyone saying like Bo's struggling, guys will improve. Justin Sternad took years before he improved, but he did, and he's a big reason why they win today. His play was a big reason why they shut down Breece Hall. I know somebody in the chat was like, Breece Hall only has a few 100-yard games. They're mostly against Denver. If I talk about skill as a runner, Breece Hall's among the most skilled. Jonathan Taylor, most productive. Breece Hall, lots of skill. He's got skill. Taylor's got skill. Like I said earlier, Christian McCaffrey. So just know that you shut down a real good rushing attack because Braylon Allen is really good too. Slightly above average. Williams is back, baby. Let's put a pin in that. I hope that's the case, but hope's not a strategy. You need to see it again from Javonte. And even after that, you still need to see it. But like one game, good. We're going to praise him. And we're going to say, can you do what you did earlier, please? Like Martin Lawrence. That's exactly what we're doing. Jaquan Riley showed up today. That's right. That's fantastic. And yes, Denver Dave Williams needed a game like this. Johnny says, impressive. Most impressive indeed. That's right. Joshua with a fair statement. See, now this is fair conversation. Again, I'll go off on the Bo haters because I don't like them. I'll just be bare bones honest. I don't like them. And that's all I have to say about that. But I like this comment because I think it's fair. And in every conversation, in every debate, there's always room for fair conversation. There should not be room nor tolerance for the extreme of like, Bo's terrible or Bo's the best ever, right? Because some outlets now only do fanboy media. And I think it's terrible because it's not honest. And you fans know better. You fans know when something sucks. But the people that are like, I hated Bo because Todd McShay or whatever, like, no, that's awful. That's also awful. But what Joshua says here is good. It's very fair. I know rookies need time, but I still want to see a little more from Bo. Totally fair. I got no issue with that. I'm perhaps a little bit more positive on Bo than Joshua, but I really like what Joshua says here. Hey, he's going to take some time. I just get a little more, So there you go. Sandy Colfax, though. His weight is showing. VJ had blitzing, unleash the Kraken. That's right. That's right. The Messenger, yeah, they average now less than 17 points a game. That's terrible. Now, I know scoring is down in the NFL, but your offense only gives up 15 points a game. Your defense only gives up 15 points a game. Your offense scores on average 17 points a game. You're going to be in close games, everybody. Until this offense figures it out. Hopefully by that time, your defense is still together. So you've been able to pay PJ Locke. You've been able to pay, Jonathan Cooper. The development of Jonah Ellis is still ongoing, of course, as a rookie. But like by the time your offense gets it, quote unquote, hopefully your defense is still intact. Maybe with Jim Leonard running it, if Vance Joseph has taken a job elsewhere as a head coach. Because that's what could happen. It's fun. That's right, Chase. And that's what feels good about this, is because it is fun. And I like what Justin says here. Bo is a grinder. His body language never changed all day. In fact, he even got pissed when guys were getting penalties, right? And not being where they're supposed to. Like, Bo was getting pissed. And he's a rookie, but he's a leader. You know, I like unhappy Bo. I've witnessed unhappy Bo. I've been on the other end of unhappy Bo. And I dig that about him, man. I don't want a guy who's just happy to be here. Hey, I made it. No, you have not made it. You got to the NFL, but you haven't made it. Bo was pissed today. So I like that. I think this is a really good point from Justin there as well. So there you go. Pookie attack. I hope so. Bo showed up when we needed. That's right. Moss is legit. That is correct, sir. And Yaron with a good comment as well. Would have been more worried about Bo if Rodgers was slinging all day. Not taking anything away from the defense. It was just wet, sloppy day all around. I still see Bo making progress. Love the dub. Go Broncos. That's a great comment. That, in fact, is the comment of the day. Because it's fair, right? Like, for all the people that are like, Bo. Like, okay, well, Rodgers didn't do crap either. And he threw it 42 times. Bo only threw it 25 times, and that's a good number for him. Great kid. Don't get cocky. All right, that's a wrap for the show, the big show. It's Orange and Blue today, post-game live. I am Cecil Lammey, and should I tell you a secret? I don't know how much of a secret it is. And again, I don't think the press release is out. But starting tomorrow on 104.3 The Fan, make sure you tune in all day, every day. Devin, tell him, Cecil. I'm back on the radio, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. It'll be Dover and Cecil. So excited to get back out there on the airwaves. I'm still doing Orange and Blue today with Andrew Mason. That's very important. We've built a monster. That's for sure. So I want to make sure to let everybody know, don't worry. I'm not leaving YouTube. I'm not leaving this show. Still kind of run the YouTube channel for Denver Sports. So there's that. But now part of my responsibilities for my company, my family, will be co-hosting with Josh Dover, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. We will have Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. And then after me and Josh, it'll be, of course, The Drive with Zach By and Philip Lindsay. So starting tomorrow, big announcement. You guys heard it first before anyone else, and I hope I don't get in trouble. I don't think I will. But anyway, that's the big news, everybody. So 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. You want some more Broncos Cecil Lammey talk? I just went third person. Then that's Dover and Cecil coming up 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So again, excited. I love radio. Maybe it's a flaw of mine, but I love the medium. I always have since I was riding a tractor, listening to AM 950 The Fan and Adam Schefter and John Riegel doing a show on Saturday when I'm out swathing hay. I even go back to listening to Paul Harvey, Good Day, as a little boy, growing up in the country, working at the convenience store in the 90s, listening to Frosty, Frank, and Jamie, right? Always thinking I could do something with my voice. This is my 20th year on air. So I definitely, I appreciate it. I really do. Because radio's broken my heart. You know, it's just the business. It's what it is. But I still love it. And I'm super excited for Dover and Cecil coming up 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So there you go. Tim says, congrats. Thank you very much, Christopher. Congrats. Diggity. Freaking awesome. Sea time. And Stokely is in the morning now. That's right. There you go. I like that. David says he'll listen. Thank you. Thank you, Fred. Oh, yeah. James and the Russell Wilson love. That's for sure. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Awesome. OBT is BFD. Yes, that's right. So, yeah. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. And also, programming note, I've got a Nuggets badge. So I'll be going back to, 30 Nuggets games this year and talking about that. So I'm emotional and opinionated, not just on the Denver Broncos. But everyone, thank you. Thank you for all the kind words. I'll go back and read them. So thank you all. Thank you, everybody, for that. I'm going to wrap up this show so I can do another show. And appreciate everyone. Remember, Cecil with Irvin. Joe, thank you, Brad. You've been there from the beginning. Appreciate you, man. All right, everybody. That is fantastic. Ramoslaw.com text line from Snarky User. All right. Dev says I'm awesome. Thank you. I'll do it in a pinch, Dev. How about that? Anyway, again, thank you all very much. Appreciate you. I'm Cecil Lammey saying thanks for watching. Go Broncos. And hey, all you haters can just go away. Broncos got the win. They're 2-2. Wow. Just wow. Stay tuned and stay frosty, baby.